to. But this trend backfired, creating a generation of
you're taking a hammer to the car. You're going to the adoption center, bro. And if you're not getting adopted at this age, you're too old. I'm putting you in PetSmart with the rabbits. If you're a Gen Z, millennial, or before, you definitely can relate to the fact that when you messed up, your parents would give you a spanking, or in a lot of cases, they would give you the belt. My bad if I just trigger some PTSD within you by doing those sound effects. Nowadays, it's seen as abuse, and if you ask me, I definitely think it is, which then came with the rise of a parenting style called gentle parenting. So today we're gonna be checking out the dangerous rise of gentle parenting.
Give me my phone, you idiot!
I'm not gonna lie, bro, screw gentle parenting. Oh shoot, my camera. Whoa, 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 whoa.
You want me to take your iPad away?
Hands are not for hitting.
I bet it takes like every single ounce of power for these parents to hold back. Because when you're getting hit, bro, your natural instinct is to butt right back. Like, and I understand this is a small child and you can't hit them. Of course, that's abuse. But yo, you gotta put this little dude in timeout at least.
I don't like that. That hurts.
children are violently attacking their parents. Children are getting addicted to iPads, watching Cocomelon and Skibbity Toilet for hours.
Right.
Math and reading scores are declining. What do these all have in common? They're the result of a new and growing trend: gentle parenting.
Gentle parenting is the reason why. I mean, I don't know if that's the reason. I don't think by definition being nice to your freaking kid and not beating them is the reason why they can't read or write or do math.
Gentle parenting is exactly what it sounds like. Being gentle to your child. Gentle parenting believes it's a war crime to punish a child. Spanking? That's child abuse. Yelling at your child? That's child abuse.
They don't like yelling at a kid, right? But abuse? I don't know if I would call it abuse. What are they gonna say? It's mental abuse? I mean, it's definitely better to grab your child by the shirt and like yank them rather than like hitting them with a belt or something. So I don't know if I'd call that abuse.
Doing anything that upsets and angers your child? That's child abuse. What happens if your child is literally assaulting you and hurting you? Well, you need to sit down and talk about your feelings. Use logic to explain why hitting people is a big no-no.
As crazy as it sounds, you low-key do though, because if you hit them back, it teaches the child that hitting is okay, no?
That's the mindset that gentle parenting advocates for. Gentle parenting was popularized in the 2010s in attempts to get rid of the authoritarian parenting styles that society was so accustomed to.
Okay.
But this trend backfired, creating a generation of
You're taking a hammer to the car. You're going to the adoption center, bro. And if you're not getting adopted at this age, you're too old. I'm putting you in PetSmart with the rabbits.
bratty, selfish, violent, and entitled children. Children can be stubborn, and negotiating with them is hard. Try convincing a child that brain rot is bad for them, and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. But also adults too, man. Hey, you try to convince an adult that that vape is bad for them, they're still gonna be sucking on it like they never sucked on something ever in their life, man.
Because children rarely listen to logic and emotional reasoning, gentle parenting often fails. Watch how these gentle parents deal with their children's violence.
Okay.
You can't slap his head, okay?
Please,
No, you can't slap his head, okay, Winnie?
please.
Please don't do that. Ellie, please don't do that. Ow! No, gentle.
Let's just say when the kids start doing it anyways, they don't listen to what the parent says. Do you think that like the answer is like smack them back? Because I feel like that doesn't make any sense. You gotta like still try to teach them not to do it. Maybe taking away their phone privilege or something that they're interested in. I don't think spanking is the answer though.
Hands.
No.
It might not seem like much, but these children are learning that they can hurt people without consequences. This is dangerous.
Yeah.
If children learn that it's okay to hurt their parents, they begin hurting anyone they feel like. This is how
Yeah, that's true, but also like again, realistically, if a kid is taught that, oh, whenever something bad happens or somebody does something that I don't like, I get to hit them because that's what my parents did to me, okay? When I ate their ice cream, my parents would spank my butt. So now when a dude makes fun of me in school, I'm gonna beat their ass. That's also gonna teach them the wrong thing too by hitting them back.
bullies are created. Now, some will argue that these parents did not use gentle parenting correctly, but come on, give them some slack. Gentle parenting is so confusing and complicated, you should need a PhD if you want to use
Really?
this parenting style. In gentle parenting, parents need to become a personalized therapist and counselor for their children. And in this process, a lot of parents are bound to become too loose, leading
It's not crazy to say that you should be like damn near a therapist for your child. Your child should have you as an outlet. I'm not gonna lie, whoever his barber is got him right. His lineup is crazy. That 90-degree angle, I see you, my boy. Brief intermission if you're enjoying today's video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. Thank you very much.
bad and undisciplined children. Only parents who are good at understanding children's emotions and behavior should attempt this parenting style.
Okay.
Because if done wrong, this parenting style could lead to disaster. And this isn't only about violence. When children learn that they can do whatever they want without any serious consequences, they begin to expect the world to revolve around them. And this is a mindset that's very hard to undo. If anything isn't going their way and they're unhappy about it, they throw a tantrum. This has led to a massive rise in classroom misbehavior in the last few years. Here's a kindergarten
You gotta have balance, bro. You can't like be too lenient, but you also can't be too harsh on them.
teacher talking about it.
Gentle parenting is ruining our children. We can't do much when students misbehave, when they're yelling, when they're cursing, when they're throwing chairs. They're trying to hit teachers with their jackets. They are stomping on their feet.
Yeah.
That is not okay. That is when gentle parenting has not benefited that child.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel like these kids, more than being like gently parented incorrectly, I feel like their parents are just not as involved. Like sometimes parents are really stressed out with their job. Maybe that kid grew up in a single parent household. The mom is always working or the dad is always working. They don't have time, so all they do is stick a phone in front of them or stick a tablet in front of them. The kid doesn't learn how to regulate their emotions properly, so it's more like the absence of parents. They're not being parented at all.
A nationwide survey found that 68% of teachers experience verbal abuse from their students.
Damn.
Classrooms have turned into real-life Call of Duty lobbies.
Bro, did you really say that, bro? This 14-year-old repeatedly calling his African-American teacher a racial slur.
Bro, say it too, bro. We're right here, bro. Everybody's watching. What's up?
Hurling a basket.
I'm not gonna lie, you gotta give him a swift one. I'm sorry, not sorry, bro. You might get fired. All jokes aside, I see why there's a shortage of teachers and staff in schools, because not only are you not getting paid, but why would you want to wake up on a freaking Monday morning at 6 a.m., wake up, wash yourself, skip breakfast, go all the way down to school just to deal with some annoying kid like this calling you the hard R to your face? This is a humiliation ritual.
Ball at the teacher.
44% of teachers cite student misbehavior as a top source for job-related stress.
Our society, a significant decrease in accountability and consequence. It's not surprising that unfortunately this is spilling over into the behavior of students in school.
It's no wonder why there's massive teacher shortages in countries all around the world now.
I was just saying this, man. You can copy what I say or what?
This wasn't as large of a problem back in the 2000s as it is now. And misbehavior isn't the only consequence. Children are becoming lazy and slow. Parents simply hand an iPad or an iPhone to their children to shut them up and let the device do the parenting.
Which is horrible, by the way. Like, terrible for their brain. Like, you're teaching a little kid like this everything about the world through a screen, bro. With the way screens alone deteriorate adults' brains, bro, imagine what it's doing to a kid. It's turning his poor hippocampus into a bowl of spaghetti, man. A smoothie, a puree.
And let the device do the parenting. Children begin to watch highly stimulating content, with toddlers watching Cocomelon and older children doom-scrolling YouTube shorts and watching brain rot content.
Freaking Italian brain rot. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When we have kids, what do we gotta make them watch? We gotta make them watch Nightmare on Elm Street, Insidious, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Bird Box, and Pinhead. He's gonna have to grow up fast, okay? Just like I did, bro. You're gonna suffer to the same trauma as me, little guy.
And at first, parents see nothing wrong with this, until they try to get the children to stop.
You want me to take your iPad away? No! Okay, well, it's time for bed.
It's control.
And you just let him do that? Yeah, parents, it's your fault, bro. POV, you board the airplane and you're taking a freaking uncomfortable 10-hour flight and this is the first thing you see directly behind your seat. Canon event, bro.
Many parents don't take the measures to limit their child's screen use or monitor their content. If this continues long enough, the child actually becomes addicted to their iPad or iPhone. And
bro, screw limitations. The parents straight up just give them the device.
An emotional dependence on it. Without their device, they can't be happy. Many studies have found that excessive screen use can interfere with brain development in children by lowering cortical thickness and damage the prefrontal cortex, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. In simple terms, the brain is getting These brain changes make it even more difficult for children to identify and regulate their emotions, which could be why—
Yeah, because, bro, some of us adults, bro, we're hooked on, our devices, bro. Even like teenagers, if you're a teenager, bro, you're hooked on your device, man. Constantly scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Twitter, scrolling on Instagram. So again, imagine what it's doing to this little dude.
Children get so angry when their iPads are taken away. And this isn't the child's fault. Children don't know better. It's the parents' responsibility to ensure that the children don't misuse technology.
Yes.
But because gentle parenting strongly advocates against punishment, and many parents interpret this as avoiding any action that makes the child upset,
Does gentle parenting actually avoid punishment? I thought it was always like physical punishments that it avoids. Like taking devices away or taking screen time away, having consequences to your actions is something that every child should go through if they're misbehaving.
As avoiding any action that makes the child upset, many parents become too reluctant to take away screen time. But this isn't just about screen time. The detrimental effects of screen addiction carry on to other aspects of the child's life, and one of these is school. Children are underperforming at every single grade level. A study investigated math and reading scores of 4th and 8th graders and found that the majority do not meet proficiency. And it makes sense. When children's brains are so fried from spending hours on their screens, that brain damage happens to affect how they perform.
Is this compared to like other generations' youth? Because I'm not gonna lie, I remember back when I was a kid in like 4th grade, I was actually like under the proficiency level for math, but I was significantly over proficiency for reading. As I got older, math became like my strongest subject, so it kind of just like depended. I don't know.
Form in school. Along with this, when children spend years spending all their time playing and using a screen rather than doing chores or learning, they grow a lazy mentality that's very difficult to reverse. Even basic elementary school academics become too much to handle, as they
Do kids even do these no more? Like these little speed charts? Bro, I used to be a demon in these, bro. Give me this and a multiplication table, you're not beating me, bro. I promise you.
willpower or discipline. Parents need to understand the dangers of these screens and regulate screen time, even if it angers their children.
Yeah.
The rise of gentle parenting has led many parents to allow their children long hours of screen time. And even if this isn't the mindset that gentle parenting is advocating for, it is the mindset that gentle parenting has popularized. So we need to either start warning against the dangers of failed gentle parenting or stop promoting this parenting style so heavily.
Yeah.
So far, we've discussed the dangers that arise when parents misunderstand the gentle parenting method and use it incorrectly. But even if done correctly, this parenting style can still lead to disaster. You see, gentle parenting works off the assumption that a child is an emotionally intelligent creature who understands the morality of their actions. But the unfortunate reality is that most children are not like this.
But eventually they have to become like this through gentle parenting, right? Isn't that like what they think at least?
In a child's early stages, particularly up to the age of 5, children have a trait known as egocentrism, which is the inability to understand perspectives other than their own. These children haven't developed enough cognitively to understand the concept that other people perceive situations differently than they do. For example, when playing hide and seek, a toddler might cover their own eyes, believing that nobody can see them because they aren't able to see anyone else.
How could you possibly believe that, kid? No, you're an idiot, bro. I wish I had the same mindset to this day, bro. If I close my eyes, my problems go away. Yo, develop that prefrontal cortex.
See them because they aren't able to see anyone else. Or a toddler might offer their favorite toy to someone else, believing that they would enjoy the toy just as much. But children also have a hard time understanding how their own actions can upset others. A toddler might slap his mom, thinking it's funny. Because the toddler finds it funny, the toddler believes his mom will also find it funny. In this scenario, gentle parenting would advocate using logic and emotional reasoning to explain why slapping is bad.
More or less, he's saying that since the kid doesn't understand logic, it's not going to understand the explanation that you give to them. My question is, what is he suggesting entirely? Like, is he saying, oh, if a 6-month-old is start punching you in the face, freaking Hulk smash the kid? Like, no.
But a toddler will have a very difficult time understanding these concepts because these concepts are too complicated and beyond their cognitive capacity. It's like teaching algebra to a toddler. Maybe some toddlers will understand it, but for most, their brains just aren't ready for it. And you can't force these complex concepts onto a child because they're just going to end up being confused and won't learn anything. But you know what does work? Operant conditioning. Toddlers.
Whoa. Operant conditioning? Why does that sound like freaking Oppenheimer? Scientific studies on our child and manipulating them to become like lab rats?
Brains are too premature to understand concepts of empathy and morality. Operant conditioning. Toddlers' brains are too premature to understand concepts of empathy and morality, but their brains are capable of association. A toddler can associate a certain action to a certain outcome.
Right.
For example, a child understands, if I eat this broccoli, mom will give me ice cream.
So, more or less positive reinforcement, correct?
Or, if I slap mom, I will be punished. For most children, this method of parenting will be the most effective. Apparently, this method is considered harmful nowadays, which
What? Really? If that's the case, Yo, I'm the most abusive parent there is. Yo, FBI, no, I don't have kids. No, I'm not abusive. That was a joke. But bro, operant conditioning, if that's what operant conditioning is, the kid should understand action, consequence. If I do bad thing happen. Well, that bad thing is not gonna be, getting the belt or getting spanked or nothing. But that bad thing might be, I'm taking away the ice cream, I'm taking away your favorite toy.
Personally think it's BS. Like adults, children have different levels of emotional and social intelligence. Some children might learn concepts of empathy and morality very quickly, and gentle parenting will be very effective for these children. On the flip side, some children are especially stubborn and selfish.
This is no David right here, bro. This kid look demonic.
Some children are especially stubborn and selfish, and disregard the feelings of anyone else.
Oh, hell no. Did y'all see that?
These children can still be raised to become kind and understanding people. They just need to be specifically raised to understand that their negative actions will lead to negative consequences. If these children are raised with gentle parenting, even if done correctly, they might still end up being violent or narcissistic. And that's what we're seeing happening so often these days.
True.
Now here comes the controversial part of the video. I know a lot of you will get triggered by this part. If you disagree with me or want to type any hate comments, then go ahead.
What are you about to say, bro? Hold on. Let's brace ourselves.
I actually read most of the comments on every video I post, so I'll probably see what you write. Our society has become soft. Parents are afraid to be strict towards their children because they believe it might traumatize them. Nowadays, people commonly talk about having PTSD because their
PTSD from yelling. If you grew up with like parents that constantly yelled, you might actually get like triggered from that yelling. Like I've definitely felt that before, bro. It just depends on what type of yelling and how often it is.
Nowadays, people commonly talk about having PTSD because their parents yelled at them. PTSD. Yeah, try telling that to a soldier or a war veteran.
I ain't gonna lie, to be fair though, everybody can compare their freaking problems. I mean, somebody has it worse.
Advocating for harsh, aggressive parenting. Parents should mostly be gentle and try to understand their children. But the harsh truth is, sometimes, no matter how much you negotiate with them, children will only want things to go their way. In cases like this, where gentle parenting does not work, being strict is the only solution.
Can you please stop hitting me with that? Thank you. Stop! Sit down.
Yeah,
please.
I bet you learned. Yeah, you listen now, huh? You listen now, kid. Yeah. Look at the kid's face, bro.
Sit down, please. Luca, sit down. Luca, sit down.
Yeah, locked
Eat on the
in.
table. That's not nice. You're eating. That's nasty. Yes, nasty. Put it down. Get your feet off the table. Get them off now.
Because so many parents nowadays
That's so hilarious watching the kid like lock in, like, damn, she dead ass. She's serious. She's not playing, bro.
are reluctant to be strict towards their children, we end up with children who are unafraid of their own actions. Children who don't believe in authority and believe that they can act in their own self-interest. Along with this, a child who's never been yelled at will become soft. They won't be prepared for when the time eventually comes when someone does yell at them. They will be in shock, experiencing strong emotions of anger or fear. If a parent doesn't discipline their children, the world will.
True.
If this trend keeps up, future generations will become emotionally weak, selfish, and sensitive. Of course, frequent punishment for trivial reasons is harmful. If a child does not understand why the parent is punishing them, they will be left confused and sad.
The worst thing from a child's perspective, as a former child, right, like all of us were, hearing like, oh, why can't I do this? And then hearing the response being, oh, because I said so, gotta be the most annoying thing possible, because I genuinely don't understand why what I did was wrong or why I can't do what I can't do. It's just because, oh, you're the authoritative person in the relationship, in this dynamic.
The self-esteem and mental health problems later on in the child's life. But if punishment is used only when needed and as a last resort, the child would know exactly why they are being punished, and they will realize that they are doing something wrong. This is very important for the personal and moral development of a child. So what kind of parenting style does our society need? A parenting style with balance, knowing when to be gentle, when to set clear boundaries, and when to punish.
True.
If parents apply certain principles from gentle parenting, such as empathy and emotional connection and understanding, while also implementing strict rules and punishments, children would experience the best of both worlds.
But the thing is with gentle parenting, I always thought that gentle parenting was or had its own set of punishments as well. It's not like gentle parenting is absolved from punishing a child. It just the whole thing, from what I understand, is like, oh, we don't put our hands on our kids no more. We don't do anything that like triggers them. I think the yelling part, I guess maybe they don't do that. I don't know. I think they operate more on the like, oh, I'm gonna take something away from you type of punishment, right? Or maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about, and gentle parenting is just, you know, freaking daisies and roses.
Children will be emotionally intelligent and have healthy relationships with their parents, but also have the discipline to succeed in life and understand that their actions have consequences and that they must show respect to other people. Gentle parenting is not for everyone, but you know what is for everyone? My videos. That's right. Anyone can gain IQ by watching my, like this one. Watch this one.
Oh, that's gonna do it for today's video. That was the dangerous rise of gentle parenting. In conclusion, make sure you have a balance between being gentle with your kid, enforcing strict punishment when necessary. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord link in the description. Link me any videos down below you want me to check out. Follow the main channel also in the description, and follow the Instagram in the description as well. With that being said, have a great rest of your day. It's Love You, and I'm out.